Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Billy's Travels on Thursday the 30th of January. I was going to do this outside, but it's decided to chuck it down. The rain in Spain. This is just a little bit of an insight as to what went on yesterday. It was really I didn't catch a lot of it on film, but there are bits of it. It started off in the station in Basilica, with 4 minutes to go for the train arriving. It suddenly changed to platform 3 and we was all on platform 4. But there was a guy on platform 3 waiting for the train. Then suddenly it flicked back to platform 4. The next thing I saw was this guy coming across the train tracks. 4 train tracks, the outside 2 obviously stopped, and the middle 2 are the high-speed Barcelona train. Very dangerous indeed. Anyway, I went and helped him up with his suitcase. He was obviously going towards the airport. Within a minute, the guy from the station came and gave him a right, and rightfully so. Folks, you don't cross train tracks. That's why they've got tunnels to go under the lines or over the top. So that was the start. We got to Valencia fine. The station is Valencia North, which is in the centre of Valencia, where all the stuff is, as you'll see from the film we did. It was coming back when it all occurred. It started off I bought the ticket to start with at the ticket office, and she assured me, I asked her 4 times if it was going straight through to Benicassim, and she said yes. The 1540 goes straight through, no changes, arrives at 17:13 in Benicassim. Great, that's just what we wanted. So we toddles off on our way around Valencia, came back, and 4 minutes to go for the train setting off, still no platform number. Then eventually it flashed up 22. So we toddled round to the left, got to 22, and there was a massive train. 2 trains in fact. So eventually we asked and we jumped on the front train. Then a guard, I don't know if it was a guard or a driver, came rushing through on the phone with a big bag of stuff like they have in a uniform and jumped off the train. And stood there. So I jumped off the train to ask him if this was the right train for Benicassim. With that, the doors closed, Diane on the train, me on the platform, and the train's ready to set off. Lucky enough, the guard guy saw this and opened the doors for me, and I got on the train. So we asked, of course, and on this particular train, none of the TV things inside were working. So we didn't know where we were going and what was happening. So we asked several people in the carriage that spoke English, and fair enough, a young lad said, yeah, he could speak a bit of English. He tried explaining to us, and then a guy said in Spanish to him that sometimes the train stops at Benicassim, sometimes it doesn't. Depends how many people are on it. Strange, I thought. Strange sort of system. Well, we had all sorts of plans, permutations of what to do. Castellón is the main place. It's like it's like an underground station basically. Eventually pulls in there at about 5:15 and stops. And it stops and it stops. And we're all sat there looking at each other. What happens now? Doors opened. Nothing. Then the train suddenly jolted forwards and backwards. And I got out and had a look, and this train had separated as well. Nobody knew what was going on, so I toddled upstairs, told Diane to get off the train. We didn't want a reoccurrence of what happened. I toddled on upstairs, had a guy with this bloke, and he shoved me into this holding pen. So eventually Diane came up and joined me in this holding pen, and he said, stay there, I'll sort you out. And eventually he said, platform 3, go now. And within 10 minutes the train came along and got us to Benicassim. And then I started on the journey down. I started wondering, because this campsite, the doors close at 9 o'clock, and you have to have a key to get back in. for security reasons, for whatever, I don't know. So then I thought, well, what if we miss Basilica sim and go elsewhere and have to come back, and then we get stranded and we can't get in this site, we'll have to book a hotel, all sorts of things going through your head when this sort of thing happens. So I thought, well, fair enough. Anyway, all was well. We toddled off and went for a couple of beers at the resort, the resort campsite just down the road, and there was a quiz night, and suddenly it was 10 to 9. I thought, my God, we better get off. So we gathered our stuff and cycled off, and we got home all right. But that's just a little bit of an insight to what a day we have yesterday. The whole thing's going to follow. There's not much of it. I did do a little bit of a report towards the end, but it's a good watch. It really is. Okay, bye for now. Good morning and a very warm welcome to Billy's Travels. Wednesday the 29th of January. We've come on a bike ride, and of course today we're trying to get to Valencia, of course. A bit of confusion upstairs with the guard, because when I looked at the train, you have to change at a station, but he says it goes straight through to Valencia North. Also, when I looked between the two stations to come back, you can't get from Valencia North, you have to go to another station in Valencia. And when I Google mapped it, it said 5 kilometres. The guard here says no, it's 5 minutes walking. So I hope he's right. There's not a lot to see, but we'll see if we can do the old spinny round trick. Nope. It's useless, isn't it? Absolutely. Or is it me?
It's you.
No, we'll do it manually. Good morning. One more try, shall we? Hooray! Yes, morning, Kelly. Not a lot to see. It's just a train station, basically. Probably, what we done? 10, 15 minutes. 10 minutes from, well, 5 minutes from town, we've ended up walking up one-way streets and things. It's quite awkward to get to as the train station here. That's why we said that we couldn't get a taxi. But we'll see. We'll see how we go. Who knows where we're going to end up. It's looking very empty. But we did it at this time because, of course, we wanted to miss the rush hour. And I want to be back up here for about 6 o'clock. So we're not going to have a great deal of time in Valencia. But it's a day out, hey-ho. Who knows what's going to happen, you know. Come with us and find out. Bye for now. Welcome back to the channel. We're on the train. We've been on it for about half an hour now. Had one stop. I don't know what it's doing. So obviously on the wrong setting again. We're just going through the countryside. Coming into another station now. Almasora. Is it? You can work it out for yourself. Up there somewhere. Oh, there, look. Yeah. That's better. Maybe we got it on the right setting now.
I think, is it the new house or the one back? I think it's that new house one that we get back to when Swift Bessacarr Motorhome. I'm not sure.
We was unsure whether we had to change. I was unsure whether we had to change off this train, but pretty sure this one goes straight through. And coming back, it's about 20 to 4. It takes about an hour and a half, I think, into Valencia. Valencia North is like in the centre of Valencia, so I understand. But it's all new to me, but it's a day out, that's the thing. All electric trains, of course. And it's 11 minutes late, plus we've had a couple of delays already. So So they are just like our trains, delayed as well. It's quite busy. I didn't expect it to be quite so busy for the time of day, but obviously I think this one goes via the airport. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really know where we're going. Like you said, it's just a day out. Catch you later.
You do that all the time?
Yeah, of course I am. It's my job. Hello, as you can see, we finally got here. I'll just see if I can flick you around.
Yeah, just do it.
No, as usual. Yes, there it is. We're out here outside the train station here. There's some beautiful buildings around, as you'll probably see. Let's just see if I'm on the right setting this time. FBI, there we are. Some nice buildings are up there. And of course there's a McDonald's over there. What more could you want? This is the train station, Valencia North. We've already bought our return tickets because we wasn't sure that we could come back from Valencia North. But a very nice lady helped us get some tickets back. We're on the 15:40, so we haven't really got much time here, but still it's a day out, like I said. Better than being sat at home doing nothing. We won't be going far. We're going to find some dinner and then possibly have a look around the hustle and bustle of Valencia, of course. Subways, look. Yeah. So, and there's the train station. Marvellous building. Lovely. Good afternoon. Here we are in one of the main squares in Valencia. Apparently this building over here is the post office. Rather elaborate building up here, up there. We've come from that direction over there, which of course is the train station. We haven't come far. This is the town hall. Looks like every man and his dog's in the town hall. Come back a bit and see. Maybe see the town hall better. It's quite busy, as you can imagine. Not quite as busy as London, but it's certainly got to have your wits about you around here. People flying about all over on these scooters again. Food Deliveroo people type of thing. We found a Burger King, and we found a McDonald's that was shut for refurbishment, and I think we found a Burger King over there. So a nice fountain over there at the back end there. We'll have a walk over towards there.
Apparently further down there's a more famous one.
Alright, you want to go down that way a bit then?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking really.
Yeah. We had trouble trying to find out which train to get, and it says Valencia North, and it isn't north at all. It's in the centre of Valencia. And I said to the guy about getting the train back, and he said, well, I said the other train station, it says it's 5 kilometres away, and he said no, it's only a kilometre away. But there is a train straight through at 22:04, I think it is. So we've got tickets for that, but we needed our passports and all sorts of stuff for it. Excuse my dear wife for that one. Train-wise, it was for a pair of us €14, and what is an hour and 3/4 on the train. Pigeons everywhere, a bit like Trafalgar Square. There we go, look. Spanish flags everywhere. Another nice building up there, look. And look at that for a building at the end there. Yeah, as we go around. All sorts of fancy shops like you get in these big towns. looking back towards the train station. And again, the town hall on the right hand side, maybe that's a better picture of it. I don't know if you caught the pigeon flying straight at me. We'll see. And there's somebody up here, I don't know who this is, but a monument to somebody. E-bikes, Boris bikes, like most towns have now. I don't know how they quite work, but they'd be good for getting about on. Plenty of cafe bars and what have you. There's a nice one down the street there, look, with mopeds everywhere, people flying about on small bikes, twist and goes, souvenir shops of course.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the cows on the top floor. How do we get them up there? We found a souvenir shop, so that'll do. Let's have a look at these Boris bikes. Not sure how they work. Oh, I see, they just plug straight in. Yeah. Hordes of them, all with their own shopping basket.
45.
Yeah, thought it would be. We just had a look in the souvenir shop, and what we want is twice as expensive, obviously, here than up near Benicassim. So we'll have a ride out back to Prodessa, I think it was. Cows everywhere. There's another one there, look. Yeah, how do I get cows upstairs? Entice them with oats. Subway. I won't go to Subway. Never. Ever go to Subway. Again, everywhere you look, twist and goes parked up. We could have brought the bikes on the train, of course, but I wanted to save enough battery to get home later on, because they've been going fairly flat. So. Well, we've walked down the way now to try and find the Cathedral Square. I think we're somewhere near it now. Just I'm having trouble getting things in. You'll have to bear with me. We're still not used to this camera thing. There's some sort of tower there, and I think the cathedral is on the right hand side, setting its own grounds apparently. Again, opened up into a big square. It's very overcast, and as you can see, very cold today as well. It's probably only about 12 degrees. We set off this morning on the bikes, and it was very cold. We've biked about a couple of miles to the train station. We had to walk most of it because it's all one way. Bits of a band in the background there, one of the cafes. Again, beautiful old buildings. And in the midst of all this architecture, what do you get? The Mackie D's. Hello, back again. We've had some lunch and walked around the cathedral. This is supposed to be a famous fountain, but it's all shut off. This is the back end of the cathedral. We was of course around the other side before. It's quite awesome, is that? Some quite ornate buildings. And there's an ancient Curly. I think we'll probably walk back down the other side as we go. Nope, looks like we're going the other way. All sorts of Deliveroos going about. And Kelly's found a souvenir shop. We'll just walk around the back of the cathedral, and again there's all sorts of towers and bits and pieces all over the place. Architecture. So we're having to walk back now towards the train station. It's only a fleeting visit this time, just a toe in the water to see what's what here in Valencia. Just a little day out. We seem to have spent more time on the train than we have in Valencia, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Again, this is where we walk down. Stained glass windows. Ah, look at the trees with oranges on. People trying to catch the oranges off the trees. Everywhere you look on the train coming down, there was the orchards with orange groves in everywhere. We noticed they did tuk-tuk tours of the city I think they were €25 each, 2 hours. That could be one for the future sometime, or perhaps we'll stay a bit nearer so we can spend more time in the city and have a proper look round sometime. Quite a breeze now, it's quite a warm breeze. Back into the main square again, where the fountain was. Yeah. Yeah. I would think in the summertime it'd be bustling in these squares with the cafes, but of course we tend to forget we're in at the end of January now. It's hardly tourist season here in Valencia. And again we're moving on. I was told it was northwards, but I'm sure it's eastwards towards Barcelona, and that'll be our next big trip out on the train, hopefully. See how we go. Well, it's been an experience. And here we are back in the cherry picker behind me. Here we are back in the big square again, where the post office and the town hall is, heading back towards the railway station. I hope you've enjoyed our brief walk around the streets of Valencia. I'm sure there's a lot more to see. Maybe sometime in the future we'll be back, maybe next year, and have maybe a tuk-tuk tour or a look round, a proper look round, rather than a fleeting visit. So it's goodbye from him, and it's goodbye from Kaylee. Bye now. Good evening. It's about 20 to 6 and we're still trying to find our way home. The train across there suddenly stopped and split, and we were on the back bit of the train. Nobody knew what was going on, so we went and found somebody, and we said if we're one stop away from where we should be, we're in Cathedral. We found a smashing gentleman up on the gantry, and he told us we wanted on platform 3 and it leaves at 10 to 6. So this is the train possibly that we should have been on in the first place. I think the train that we was on wasn't stopping at Basilica anyway, or anywhere else but here. We was asking everybody on the train if they spoke English. There wasn't a guard in sight. The camera on the train that gives you the stations and all that wasn't working, so we didn't know where we were or where we were going until we got to Villarreal. None of the stations looked the same as when we went, so we just hadn't a clue what was going on. We didn't know where we'd end up. But we have been assured that this train on platform 3 is stopping at Basilica. So we're not lost. And there's our Kaylee. It's all part of the adventure. Bye for now.